and thanks for staying with us. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has continued to speak on revenue generation in the service. Also on customs report, a total of 3 billion naira was collected by the City Strike Force operating in the western zone of the country. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Itinye. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has continued to speak on revenue generation by all commands in the country. The Customs Boss said that the service will continue to implement measures that will help the economy to grow. He was speaking in Abuja with members of the National Assembly. He also said that the customs will always implement measures that will help the system to improve.
Why are we having problem meeting our target? And despite the fact that the National Assembly has put in everything that is necessary to get us moving and collecting the targeted revenue. Mr. Chairman, let me start by saying, unlike my brother in the NNPC, the job of customs is unpredictable. We rely on the market forces that drives the import of items into Nigeria. And as of today, Mr. Chairman, the bulk of our revenue comes from import. In most climes where the customs collect revenue, they rely mostly on excise. And that means the production within the country. Today in Nigeria, as you know very well, Mr. Chairman, the only excise we are authorized to collect is on tobacco and alcoholic beverages. All other industries that produces in Nigeria do not pay excise. And therefore, we narrowed ourselves to that unpredictable ground where we don't have any control as regards the influx of import. And therefore, we are therefore vulnerable to the fact that we can only act with what has been imported. And 2021, we are in fact grateful to God that in 2020, despite the COVID-19, we realized an upgrade with regards to the revenue. And as then, we were able to garner total collection of about 1.5 trillion. And as of today, Mr. Chairman, in the first 6 months of this year, 2021, we were able to make 1.02 trillion. So it then means that we are realizing steady growth in terms of total collection of our revenue. And it is our belief, Mr. Chairman, that if the trajectory continues at this level, then the chances are that we will be collecting at the end of the year an amount to about 2 trillion or 2 trillion plus. That is attributed to the fact that as COVID is subsiding, the market is opening, people are importing. But we do not, and I want to say this, looking far to the future, the issue of import should not be the basis of our revenue collection. We must encourage our own production within the country and therefore expand our excise base. Today we have sung this song several times, that we are supposed to be collecting excise on carbonated drinks.
The Assistant Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service, in charge of Zone A, has said that the customs will continue to train officers in all customs colleges in Nigeria. She was received by the Commandant of Customs Training School in Ikeja, Lagos.
We are under Zone A. So it's a privilege to the college, that is Customs Training College Ikeja, that her tour of the commands are commenced from here. We are very happy for the privilege given us for that and the respect given to the college. After all of us here started our careers, really believe it's a great honor for the zonal coordinator that she has started her tour of the commands here. I, on behalf of officers and men in the college, the units that we are hosting here, Customs Police, Strike Force, and the National Border Patrol or Border Drill, we welcome the ACG to Customs Training College Ikeja, and we wish you a safe and secure and fruitful tour.
The ACG has this to say about training on officers in the college.
That the college was going to be my first port of call because it's somewhere that's very dear to my heart. This building here holds so many memories for me, and I kind of feel nostalgic coming into this place after 33 or 34 years that we passed out. Also, it's a follow-up to the CGC's earlier visits to assess the needs of the training college. And we needed to do another tour to really identify and see what is of urgent need, so those needs can be addressed immediately. I can see that the training college, under the able leadership of Serikin Kebi, we were all here some 34 years ago. But one thing I want to make clear to you is that the CGC, Colonel Ibrahim Ahmed Ali, retired but not tired, is very passionate about welfare. Hello? Okay. Is very passionate about the welfare of officers. That is why most of our barracks currently now, the contracts have been awarded. You know, accommodation is one of the problems of officers in the zone. Contracts for about 180 rooms at the medical road has been awarded. We're waiting for the contractors to move into site. Even Marine Base 2, the contract has been awarded to create about 150 new blocks, new rooms for officers and men. Is very, very mindful that officers have to be comfortable so that we can get the best from you. And that is why he himself was here like a month ago to assess the needs of the training college. And I know that very, very soon we have our contractors moving into sites to give the training college a facelift, which is urgently needed from the little that we have seen today by this visit. I'm also going to take it back to management. Luckily, we have a meeting tomorrow and tell them that I was here and that there's urgent need for innovation as training is going to commence very soon. We're all aware that we just concluded the recruitment exercise for 3,200 men, officers and men, and training is going to commence soon. And accommodation is key when you are training. We're all here, we're accommodated, we're very comfortable when we're training. And so I can assure you that very soon, the contractors will move into sites and give the training college its desired facelift.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Zonal Coordinator in charge of Zone A of Nigerian Customs Service, Assistant Controller General of Customs, has said that the Federal Operation Unit Zone A will always implement government policies to the latter. She made a call when she visited FOU Zone A, Lagos, with members of her management.
Sir, Federal Operations Unit, being an enforcement of the service, is charged with the responsibility of providing security in the zone. Combat smuggling, smugglers perform agency functions, enforce federal government physical policies, performed revenue intervention, which has seen the recovery of lost revenue in billions of naira. With no support of the management, we are ever ready and determined to discharge our functions within the ambit of extant laws. Regardless the incessant attacks on our operatives by the smugglers, hoodlums, and border communities that consider smuggling a legitimate trade. There is no amount of hostilities that would dampen our spirit in carrying out the mandate given to us. That explains why both the government warehouse and the annex remain congested despite constant release and evacuation of relief material to IDPs in Borno and Yobe states. Between 2020 and 2021, this unit made a total seizure of over 142,821, ranging from smuggled pearl rice, pangolin scale, Indian hemp, tramadol, unregistered drug, PMS, poultry frozen products, vegetable oil, second-hand clothing, used vehicles, means of conveyance, unprocessed wood, motorcycles, and host of others. If time permits, we will take you round to see things for yourself. The unit is faced with challenges such as inadequate functional vehicles for patrols, unavailability of incinerators for destruction of frozen poultry products, lack of towing vans, lack of truck for evacuation.
The acting controller welcomed the ACG with members of its management. The ACG commended the seizure made by the unit.
Series of attacks on FOU officers, you have had cause to. Some officers died in the course of the battle. Some officers are permanently maimed for life. Some are still in hospitals recovering. And the CGC it tells them that he's not ready to lose any. So if anybody is coming to attack you, you attack first. If I know Yaya is coming to kill me, I won't stand and watch him kill me. That's why we have arms. That's why we need to educate our officers on the proper use of arms. It's not, you just don't shoot indiscriminately, but if you know your life is at stake, you use your arms. That is why we have arms. You don't keep your arms down and watch somebody kill you or cut off your head or cut off your hand. So please, I know you're doing well. The officers are disciplined, they are alert, but you still need to tell them the proper use of arms. It is very, very, very crucial for our case file. The lawyers will tell you that we lose most of our cases because our case files are not properly put together. So the DC enforcement, please, the case starts from the handling of the case file. If your case file is poor, they will defeat us in court. But if we get it right from the handling of the case file, nobody, when you have your facts, nobody, they cannot, you will win the case. The CG is passionate about prosecution. We don't want them to just abandon seizures and go. It will tell them, okay, who drove the truck? Who is the owner of the consignment? So we need to bring people to book. Fine, we have seizures, but who are the people behind these importations?
The Nigerian Customs Service Apapa Command, in a joint operation with National Drug Enforcement Agency and the Department of State Security Service, has smashed a syndicate that specialized in importing hard drugs into Nigeria. The hard drugs was carefully hidden in various compartments of machine in Apapa Customs Command. Through 100% examination, the machine was carrying 451,807 tablets of hard drugs. Acting on reasonable suspicion that more of the drugs may be hidden inside various components of the machine, they continued the search using sniffer dogs, and more drugs were discovered. Security source at the port said the seizure is a fallout of renewed energy and cooperation among all combined all forms of unlawful activities at Nigeria's largest and premier port of Apapa, which processes the country's highest volume of maritime trade in Nigeria. The controller in charge of Apapa Customs Command confirmed the arrest of one suspect in connection with the seizure. Before he handed over the dogs to NDLA Commander Obapapa, he has this to say.
Vital. Information is vital as everything in time. So, as I was saying now, we have 18 forges, which translates to 451,807 tablets of pills. And the total weight therein is 74 kg, 74.11, 119 kg. This exhibit is handed over to NDLA, who are now going to do thorough investigation, analysis, as well as the street value of this seizure. So this is the importance of synergy, and that is what synergy resulted into. And I want to tell our people behind, particularly you young ones, please, work together. When you work together, you get a better result. I'm telling you, if not because of working together, this high-level factory-fitted concealment can never be good.
Following the recent shooting at the convoy of the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, the acting Customs Area Controller has set up a committee on the issue. He said that the Customs will investigate the matter with immediate effect. He also used the occasion to warn smugglers of contraband items into the country through the unapproved route. He said that the command seized goods worth over 65 million naira from August 4th to September 6, 2021. Among items seized are 12 assorted vehicles worth 56 million naira.
We had in our interceptions 12 vehicles and as well as 11 other items, all were intercepted. Among the vehicles we had a Mercedes-Benz with a duty paid value of 1,890,000, Peugeot 504 with a duty paid value of 135,000, as well as another 504 with 135,000 as the DPV. Also, we have Kia Sorento with a DPB of 2,700,000, Gulf 3 with a duty paid value of 675,000, as well as main diesel tipper truck, 8,100,000, another tipper, main diesel, 8,100,000 as the duty paid value. We have got 3 Volkswagen with the DPB of 877,500. We have J5 Ducato Boss with the duty paid value of 1,620,000, as well as Peugeot 307, 1,487,000 as the DPB. Peugeot Toyota Hilux 2020 model with a duty paid value of 29,700,000, as well as a Nissan Patrol 4-wheel drive with a duty paid value of 105,000 naira.
The command seized foreign rice, cartons of spaghetti, 121 pieces of gas cylinders, 128 jerrycan of petroleum motor spirits, and some second-hand clothing from smugglers. The acting Assistant Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service, in charge of headquarters in Abuja, has been speaking on the activities of his unit. So the Nigerian Customs Service will always implement any measures that will help the economy to improve. It speaks more on a number of issues.
To Nigerians, for example, if you take the air wing unit of the service, we have a number of aircraft, such as helicopters, that we do aerial patrol and gather intelligence around the country. 2, the anti-money laundering unit. You find members of that unit or officers of that unit deployed to all international airports and major entry and exit points. The main function of that unit is to monitor, register currencies going in and out, and render such reports on weekly basis to the office of the ACG headquarters. The printing unit, the unit is responsible for printing of all our files, documents, and any other publication of the service, such as files like this. This is equally a product of the printing unit, and with this, the service was able to save a lot of money. Imagine we are giving this thing out as contract to other printing press to print for us, who have to pay a lot of money. But we are doing this in-house, and it's equally assisting the service. Then the public relations unit. This unit is responsible for managing our information and other public relations issues between the service, the other medias outside. And under that unit, we have Nigerian Customs Broadcasting Network, we have a television station, we have radio station, and they are all digital. You can tune to the radio on the net. You can equally get it on FM. Then the television, you see most of our activities. This one is being coordinated by the PR unit.
A total of 3 billion naira has been collected by the Controller General Strike Force in Lagos. The Deputy Controller in charge of the Strike Force said that in 6 weeks, the unit seized goods worth over 643 million naira from smugglers. So the exportation of timbers is against the law, and anyone caught will face the law. He also speaks more on the seizure of shoes made by the unit. The Strike Force coordinator warned agents and importers to stop the act of smuggling in the country, so the smuggling activities remain bad to the nation's economy. He urged importers to always import approved items into the country and with the compliance with due process as approved by government.
There's no time we come here without showcasing footwears, foreign footwears, slippers and shoes. Is on import prohibition list. We have factories in Nigeria, Aba, Onitsha, Lagos, that does this better than the one made outside this country. But we must encourage our industries to work, to function. If our industries are moribund, what we are facing in this country today, lack of employment of the teeming youths, insurgency, banditry, that is the cause. It gives rise to banditry. But if youths are employed, they have work to do, they have pay, and they maintain a decent home, then there will be no banditry or youth restiveness in this country. You see them. Some of them are even removed. This is evacuation from a warehouse. This 1x40. And some of them have started what do you call it, severing from the soul. Why? Because they are not original. But the ones that are made in Aba, in Onitsha, in Lagos, good sneakers, good slippers last until, what do you call it, for a very long time. So we want those who are involved in this act to desist so that our moribund industries, factories will come alive and employ gainfully Nigerians. Please help us equally to escalate this. That made in Nigerian good is good. We need to be patriotic. We need to have this country at heart. We need to avert all these crises that are bedeviling this country. That they should please stop bringing these unwholesome goods. But if they refuse to stop, we are going to be on their trail to ensure that all these things are usually seized and destroyed. Some of them that are good ordinarily, are always be donated to IDPs. But the ones that are bad are burnt, destroyed, and certificate of destruction issued.
Just before we round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service continue to preach to members of the National Assembly that the service will continue to generate more revenue for the country. For me, Igiseme Etinye, thanks for watching.